So in this video, I'm going to explain about how we are going to perform the test project for the next 2 days. So this is a template for the text test project. When you open the test project, you can find two blocks, main window and plot. First, we will go to plot. So plot is nothing but whatever the thing that we have done during OpenGL video will be available inside this plot. There is a source file and there is a header file, GL widget and GL.h. Just go to GL widget. So these are the things that we have done during the OpenGL uh, tutorial. But you won't see all those things inside the template. So you have to type all those details. Then you have to run the test project to create an output. So it will not be available. Only the function will be available. So this is GL widget and GL widget.cpp header file and source file. So there is nothing in plot. So go to main window. So this is a main file. Here we have a header and source. If you go inside the source, there is a main window file. If you see the main window file, there are a lot of functions. So you have to write all those functions. Say for example, void main window x plus click. I'm going to open this function. If you see this function, there are some codes inside the function, but in the template, there will not be any code. So you have to write the code. So what kind of code we are going to write inside the X plus? Simple triangle. So we have already discussed it, triangle profile. So where is the code for triangle profile? Just reduce this function, go to the bottom. Here we have a triangle code. Just open this. Here you have a code. This video I have a code, but in your template you won't see any code. You have to type this code. You have already done this, so you can copy those source code from your file and you can paste it here. There may be some modification which you have to do. So there is a task. Based on the task, you have to write everything. So first we are going to write this one, x plus x minus y plus y minus z plus z minus. So this is a task. So whenever I press x plus x minus, then the trajectory will be created for a particular value with the help of triangular function. So where is the triangular function? Here we have a triangular function. So we have a triangular function for x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So we have a triangle function for each axis. Whereas in the previous time, we have done a profile for only one axis. So you have to use the same logic to create a triangular trajectory for each axis. I mean x, y, z. Then go to header file where you can find main window.h. So now I would like to explain what are the things that is already available in main window.h. These are all the default header files which I will give you already. Then there are some structures. So I just want to explain the basics of this structure. Here I created two structures. First one, points. Second one, profile. So this is one method of creating structure. Type if struct. And then another method, struct profile. So you can use any method or you can use combination of this. So for explaining, understanding purpose, I have used two structures. So what is the reason for using struct? So when you use structure, you can pass multiple values inside one variable. For example, here, whenever I call points, a variable points, I can pass x1, y11, z1, x2, y2, z2, p through points. That is why we are using structure. If you use variables without structure, then you can't pass multiple values through one variable. That is why we are using structure. Then again, here x1, y1, z1 represent starting point. Imagine you want to create a triangle profile triangle trajectory for three-dimensional. So three-dimensional means a point have three values x, y, z. So this is a starting point. Then there must be an end point. So that end point is x2, y2, z2. Here you can mention y1, but here I used y11. Then sometimes you want to represent a point only by one value. Then you can use float p. So I'm passing all these values through points. So when I call points dot x1, I can get this value. Points dot y11, I can get this value. Points dot z1, I can get this value. If I pass points, then I can get all these values. Similarly, create a structure for profile. Here, so after generating a triangular profile, you will get a lot of points along x, y, z. So that will be represented by these parameters. It's an array. We are creating an array. That's why I put 10,000. You can give 1 lakh also. Then not only displacement, you can also get velocity. For that, you can use the term Vx. So Vx, Vy, Vz, and then velocity. Then finally, the number of samples that can be mentioned by float G. So these are the standard structure we are using. You can use these while writing a program. Okay. Then why should I specify all these structures inside main window.h instead of main window.cpp? You can specify all those things in main window.cpp. But here I specified everything into main window.h because there are some values which I would like to pass from main window to plot. If you specify whatever the value you want to pass from main window to plot inside main window.h, then you can use the term extern. Say for example, I want to pass profile. Profile means all these values to outside the main window. Say for example, plot, then you can use the term extern. So whatever the value you want to pass to another file, you can use the word extern. Here I want to pass all these values to plot. That's why I'm giving extend. Then there are some functions we are writing. See here, there are a lot of functions. So you can mention all those functions inside main window.h. So then only it will be recognized. That's why I have mentioned all the structures. Yeah. So these are the automatic it will generate automatically when you write code on main window.cpp. Then there are a lot of slots. These are on button slots. There are a lot of buttons. Go to form, main window. There is a lot of form buttons. So whenever you create a button, the slot will be automatically created in .h file. So you don't need to worry about these things. So what is this form? You have already done this form. And there is one video, front end GUI, where you have created all these buttons. Now what you are doing is you are going to write a code. Particularly what you are going to do is you are going to write code for x plus, x minus, y plus, y minus, z plus, z minus. So you can specify distance and speed here. You can select distance and speed through this drop down menu. Then when you press x plus, when you select triangle, then it will execute triangle trajectory for particular distance. Say if you select at 10 mm, then it will execute triangle trajectory for 10 mm. When you plus x plus again it will generate triangle profile from 10 to 20. When you plus x plus again, it will generate a triangular trajectory from 20 to 30. When you press x minus, then it will move from 30 to 20. Again, when you press x minus, it will again move from 20 to 10. Like that, it will work. Okay. With this, now the question is, so you have extended so many parameters. Now, just copy the main window.h into the plot. Inside the plot, go to source file, the top, you can see there is an include main window dot h, which means whatever the extension which you have provided inside the main window dot h will come inside this GL widget. Instead of specifying each and every extents into the GL widget, only this command alone enough. Only this command include main window dot h. So whatever the variables which you have mentioned here, the name of extent will come into this GL widget. Okay, now I will give you the first task where you have to do. So I will give you some tasks randomly. So you have to do one by one. First, I will give you an easiest task. Say go to main window.cpp. Here you have to write for each and every function. At the end of the day too, you have to write a function for all these. You have to write a code for all these functions. There are around 20 to 25 functions here. Let me go to main window. Let's say we have insert. So select insert button. First, we are going to write a code for insert button. So what will happen when you press insert button? When you press insert button will take this movl, p0, e1 and some values which are available here and the speed specified to this list widget. So this is what we have to do. If you want to see the code inside the insert, just right click, go to slot, click, you can see the code. Actually, there is a code here, but this code will not be available to you. So I will give you like this. So you have to write a code. So this is almost day 10, 11, 12. So you in the last 10 days, we have discussed so many things. So based on those experience, you have to write a code for insert. Even we have discussed about how to insert radio button, combo button, push button, line edit values inside the list widget. So we have discussed that. So with that knowledge, try to write a code for insert. This is one option. This is one task. The next task, you have to write a code for delete. So what will happen when you press delete button? So when you press delete button, if you select a particular, I will run this code so that you will understand. So this is a code. I'm going to select this. When you press delete, that particular item will be deleted. Now I'm deleting this. When you click on delete, that particular item will be deleted. So you have to write a code for push button delete. So whenever you press delete, that particular item will be deleted in list widget. So this is task number 2. Next, I'm going to explain task 3. So task 3, when I press this clear button, okay, the entire content in list widget uh, will be erased. See here, I'm going to press clear program. Now the content will be erased. So this is task 3. Then what is next task? Load program. I'm going to press load program. When you click on load program, so the default, it will open a window like this, where I can select a particular points. So you have to already create a points. Here I have already created a text notepad points. So that will be loaded into this program. So you have to load this. Actually, load program. Sorry, 2 3 files. Program to something wrong. Actually, whenever you click load program, it has to be loaded inside this program. So you can click on load points, it doesn't work. So like that, whenever you click load points, then it has to load the points on target points. Similarly, you can save points. You can click on save points. a window will open. Then you can save your points. So you have to write a code for all these: insert, delete, load program, save program, clear program, load points, save points, clear points. When you click on clear points, the point which you have mentioned here should be erased. So these are all one task, one type of task. These are the tasks which you have to do first. After that, this is the next task. And here I'm giving 50, speed 1. I'm selecting triangle. When I press X plus, it will move 50 mm in X direction. When I press X, again it will move another 50 mm. When I press another X, again it will move another 50 mm. So for that, you have to write a code. So now I'm going to press X minus, it will go back 50 mm. Another X50, then another X. So and again it will reach 0. So for that, you have to write a code. Now I'm going to move on to Y plus, see here, Y, 150. Okay. So like that you have to do. So you have to write a code for X plus, X minus, Y plus, Y minus, Z plus, Z minus. So this is another task. So before you do this, you have to write OpenGL. So without OpenGL, you can't run this code. Or otherwise, you can see the result in the Windows. So whenever you press buttons, you can see the value. So try to execute one by one. So this is a complete task for 2 days. Okay. Whenever you press X plus Y plus Z minus, then the arrow mark will move on corresponding direction. Again, here it has to trace the line, but here it is not tracing. You have to write a code for that also. It has to trace some particular line.